Hey, Joe here, back for the IMDb Top 100, Part 3. I'm going to be ranking my personal number 80 through 71. Let's get into it. My number 80 is going to be Modern Times. This is going to be Charlie Chaplin, my favorite movie of his. It's one of the first ones I watched. I was generally surprised by how funny I actually found it for such an old movie. This is the one with the famous um, like cogwheel sequence, and it's also the one that in Joker, it's the movie that uh, the Gotham citizens are watching at like the theater that he like stumbles into. Number 79 is going to be It's a Wonderful Life. So I actually saw this movie for the first time, I think 1 or 2 years ago. I had never seen it, and I thought it was very, very like a solid, um, heartwarming type of movie. If you're into those, obviously it's a classic for a reason. I had never like gone out of my way to watch it, but I do see the appeal of people that watch it every single year for Christmas. I've just always been more of like a Home Alone kind of guy. My number 78 is going to be Grave of the Fireflies. Wow, what a movie. This is an anime about World War II, and it's just heartbreaking completely. You'll frequently find this movie on lists where people are trying to mention movies that are like the saddest movies they've ever seen, or the movies that'll make you cry, most messed up movies, right? This is always going to be on like lists, or somebody asks this question on a forum, you're definitely going to find it. And I agree. It's definitely one of the saddest movies, especially for being an animated movie. It gets to like some really adult levels of just despair and just like grief. It's pretty strong. Number 77, American History X. I've only seen the movie, I believe, once, but this movie is incredible. Just, I remember how strong it was watching it. Like, it's just a visceral experience. And Edward Norton's performance is amazing in this movie. And just the sound design and the visual of that movie's most famous scene. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it has a particular scene that it's well known for, and it'll it'll like make your skin crawl. Number 76, Casablanca. Now this is something where revisiting it, I appreciated it more. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, what's the big deal? Then I rewatched it. And I'm like, all right, this is pretty good. This is pretty damn good. I still wouldn't say it's. A lot of people have it. Not people, but like critics. A lot of critics have it like top 10 movies of all time. I wouldn't put it in the top 100 movies of all time, but it certainly deserves credit where credit is due. And it's got some iconic lines. It's just got that pedigree, but it it is a really solid movie. Just like well made, and there's not much to complain about it, honestly. My number 75 is going to be Reservoir Dogs. Now, I've only seen it once, but I thought it was really fun. Like, you could definitely see with this film why Tarantino became so. He just like skyrocketed, and like the 1-2 punch of this and Pulp Fiction, like it's no wonder, like in terms of his superstardom in the indie scene, and like everybody that hypes him up as like one of the best directors of all time, like you could see he had the sauce with this movie. And I definitely got to revisit it. um but obviously I I still have vividly in my mind the scene with what's his name, with, well, it's the ear scene. If you haven't seen the movie, you definitely got to see it just for the ear scene. It's insane. Okay, next up, number 74. Once Upon a Time in America. Wow, this is, I mean, like, Sergio Leone, he did so many great westerns, but I feel like him branching out into like a gangster drama, it feels like he should have been more of these, honestly. For as many westerns as he did, I wish he did more gangster dramas. Like, Scorsese has made so many of those and whatever, but this one was really special. And you just have like an insane performance by James Woods, and just like the world built here. And it takes its time. This is not a short movie. This is definitely like something like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is a long movie. It takes its time to set the stage and do build up and set things up just for the incredible payoffs by the end of the movie. Definitely something I gotta revisit this movie, because like there's all the other like gangster movies that I've seen. I've seen them so many times, but this one I've only seen the one time, so I definitely got to go out of my way and watch it again. Number 73, Your Name. Now, this, what a just beautiful anime movie. Just the animation, um, the simplicity of the story, but like the execution was just incredible. Like, it has like the fantasy elements, like the supernatural elements, right? It's not just like a slice of life anime, but the central like core relationship, because at the end of the day, this is almost like a Freaky Friday, but like romanticized and just executed beautifully. Like, I was so impressed. And the thing is that this movie, even the same director, like, he has his style, and like the movies that have come out after this or before this, they're all kind of like similar thematically. But this is the one where he really like hit the nail on the head. And like, I always find myself comparing any like romantic anime that has come out since this movie, like Bell, or his other, the newest one by him, like Suzume or Weathering with You. I just always find myself comparing it to this one, because this one just works. It's really, really good. So, following this is going to be number 72, Avengers Endgame. This is obviously the most hype theatrical experience for so many people. Like, it's in terms of theatrical experiences, this is like a top 10 all time. If you were there seeing this in theaters, you understand. But revisiting like what this film did, and like how it's structured outside of a theatrical experience, if you just remove that experience out of this and you just like rewatching it, it's not as good as that first time in a theater. And it's not as good as Infinity War. The beginning, essentially, killing off Thanos. I don't know, like, it's crazy that the movie even still worked starting off that way and then just continuing. But I always felt that Infinity War, especially the ending, really works. And it's the most unconventional Marvel MCU, at least Marvel MCU, has gotten in terms of like the structure and ending on that note. And of course, Endgame is what kind of like goes back to the formula, right? These heroes got to win. And the final battle scene is incredible for the most part. But I feel like the feeling I had coming out of the theater out of Infinity War is unmatched. Number 71, and the last one for this video, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, I will have to admit, when I saw it in theaters, I saw it at the IMAX in 70 millimeter. And to be honest, I was kind of unimpressed and distracted by that format. I only saw it the one time. I don't know if I would watch this. Well, I had a ticket to watch it a second time, and I actually canceled it after watching it the first time. I didn't feel like sitting through the movie again. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching this again anytime soon. I feel like eventually I will. But at least the format, and it's the format that they were championing, right? You got to see this in IMAX. And if you're lucky enough, you got to see it in IMAX. Not just regular IMAX. You got to see it in IMAX 70 millimeter. And if you've never seen a movie in a format like that, an actual film, one of the things that was distracting to me was you could actually see hair in the film cells. As like the film's going through the projector, if any little dust or like a little piece of somebody's hair, the projectionist's hair, gets into the film, as it like goes around the projector, you'll see the hair and you'll see the dust on screen. And like since it's going like frame by frame, you'll like see it moving around as it like goes through the frames. And it was distracting. And I didn't feel like the quality in terms of the picture quality. I prefer like vivid picture quality over the grain that you're getting from this. Like the purists want the grain, but I really was distracted overall by that experience. Now, about the movie itself, I think my main issue with the movie is the structure. Because the screenplay has the atomic bomb test, which to me is the climax of the movie, right? It happens, and then there's 45 minutes of movie left. I think the movie should have been structured with that climax and maybe like maximum 20 minutes more. But a whole like legal procedure, like wrap up of all the plot lines, 45 minutes, that's not an exaggeration, after like the peak of the movie, it just kind of drains the energy. Because you're at a height, you're like, wow, that's incredible. And then you just gotta wait, and you're waiting for the movie to kind of end, and you're going through the motions. That part didn't work for me. And that's one of my main things of like not even really wanting to watch it again, especially outside of a theater. Because I feel like I'm going to get to the bomb part and then I'm not going to want to keep watching. But that's going to be the end for today's video. Let me know down below what you think about these rankings. Where would you put these movies on your personal rankings? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Let me know. Leave a like. And thanks for watching.